Hey everyone, hoping you can see good there. Welcome back to our channel. I'm trying to make it so I can fold some laundry up here. This is a Saturday here. It's about as best the light I can get it. We're having a Saturday here. I recorded a couple little clips, or one clip of us just doing some stuff in the kitchen this morning, me and Henry. And I'm hoping my husband can use them to put at the beginning of this or something. I'm not sure. So we're going to see, but we have had a very productive morning this morning. You probably noticed, looked like we was doing some schoolwork. We are. This is a Saturday, but we were doing some schoolwork. We have, well, yesterday, Friday, is, of course, normally a school day for us. I try to have it very minimal subjects for a Friday, but since we took Monday pretty much off from school since it was a holiday, then we had to still get the same amount of stuff done in a week that we normally do. So we did have a couple extra subjects that we technically needed to do yesterday that we don't normally do on a Friday. But my mom ended up coming, picking us up, and we went to the grocery store and got all our grocery shopping done that I've been lately doing either later on Fridays or on Saturdays, and so that was nice to get to spend that time with her and spend some time with her and all. So we were a little bit more laid back on what we got done for school yesterday once we got home. We still got a bunch done, but Henry had a couple extra other subjects that he just needed to finish up today. He had to do a spelling review test. Here, you want this basket? There you go. So he had a spelling review test he had to do, and a social studies test we needed to finish studying for and take because he took it earlier this week and he didn't get a good grade on it again. So we're yet again with a little bit of struggles with history. He loves history. He loves doing history. He seems to be having trouble this year keeping the info down to do the tests afterwards. And I think it's because the books we're doing are a little bit less questions and answers throughout the chapters. It's a lot more reading, so he has to learn how to still retain that information, because I know once he gets to high school, it's going to pretty much be like that. So I want him to learn. So the highlighting, I thought that worked. It got him through the last test with a better score. But then we did that with these last two tests, and it may also be that we're taking too long to go through it and then take the test. That may be it. I may have to speed up our going through this book, and you know what? That will be fine as well, because maybe it's that he's just having too long between reading the chapters and taking the test. So I may try that too. But this today, if those clips work, well, you will have seen we have this big whiteboard now. It's technically not ours. It belongs to our church youth group. The older kids use it in their class, but they are repainting their class. They're painting their classroom right now. So a bunch of stuff had to come out of their class. And this ended up at our house for us to just use in the meantime while they're not using it. My husband wanted to use it for something, and then I was like, wait a minute, I could do this. So we're trying something with it, and we may wind up getting us one when it has to go back. Is mommy folding laundry? Most of these I need to put on hangers, but so we're giving that a try. I'm reading the chapters and writing some of the keynotes on the board for him, and then he has to copy them and write them in his notebook, much like they used to do back in the day. Oh, and he, of course, doesn't want to write it. He'd rather be the one writing it on the board, but I want him to write it in his notebook so that him writing it will help him retain the information more, and he will have it in his notebook to look at later, because I can't leave it on the board that long. So we given that a try, and he did get a better score today. He got a 50 on it earlier this week. Today, he got an 80. Not as good of a score as I necessarily would have liked, but I can live with an 80. He does not have to be straight A's every single subject. I'm not that type of person. I just want to know that he tried his best, and I do believe he did. There were a lot of names and places to remember on this for this test, and he's not quite used to that. So I can live with an 80. He also got an 85 on his spelling review test. So that also not terribly bad. If it's an 80 or above, I'm happy. If it's lower than that, I'm probably gonna help him study for it more and have him redo it. But that's just me personally. Again, know your child as well. I just know that he can do that well. So we had those to do this morning. So we were doing those, and we did them in the kitchen today. He also had Grandma Day writing to do today as well. He has that every day this week. Some days he has Grandma Day homework for every day. Some days he only has it for 5 days a week or 4. It just all depends on how much of it there is, and that's all right. No, 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 no. Somebody's trying to pull all my laundry off the table. Here, you want another basket? There you go. But so we got that done. And then I have done a lot of baking this morning. You will have seen, we was flipping some pancakes. During that, we were making Henry's pancakes. So we were making not the protein pancakes. We switched from those. His almond flour pancakes. I believe I shared that recipe on here, but maybe I'll share it again at some point in the future. But I made a bunch of his almond flour pancakes, and I actually did the recipe times 6. That's probably way overkill anyways. I ended up putting it into 2 different bread bags, and I put some of them in the freezer, and I put some in the fridge. I have also made the other kids some cornmeal pancakes for this week. My plan with those is I'm trying to spend less money on groceries and use more of the things that we already have here. And I have a ton of flour and things like that. So I made the kids cornmeal pancakes for this week instead of buying graham crackers or cereal. So we're gonna try, I told them, I said, I don't think Mama's gonna buy the graham crackers or the cereal for a little while. And plus this way I can hopefully lower Henry's carb count at breakfast this way. He loves having his graham crackers in the morning, but I really feel we need to lower his carb count for breakfast because he tends to spike really bad after breakfast, even if I give him the correct amount of insulin for it. So we're gonna give that a try, if he has his pancakes for his little bit of carb instead of the graham crackers. If he has one, that's only 6 carbs instead of the 30 with the graham crackers. And by the time you add milk to the graham crackers, because that's how he likes to eat them. And even if he uses 2 of those to make a sandwich, because he has actually discovered he likes to use 2 of his pancakes, make a sandwich he puts the cottage cheese in the middle of that. He spreads cottage cheese on it, and then he puts some of his fruit, and makes a sandwich out of it all. So he has discovered he really likes that, and he thinks that's really good. So even doing that, it's only 12 carbs instead of 30. Because between the graham crackers and adding the milk, because milk is pretty high. Milk is technically pretty high carb for him. So it's still way lower carb count doing that. So we're going to give that a try, and hopefully that will really work for him, and he will really like that. So I'll put some of that in the fridge. We've got cornmeal pancakes in the fridge. For the other 3, they also still have a little bit of cereal. The graham crackers are gone. We do still have about half a box of cereal left. They've got animal crackers, and I still have granola that Henry can't seem to eat. I think he has a problem. The oatmeal, I believe, affects him worse than flour. So I made it for him, but he now has to, before all this, and it's just been sitting there because nobody else wants to eat it. But Ella occasionally eats it. Austin occasionally asks for it, but he doesn't really eat it. But Ella eats it. So she will have those options to choose from for her breakfast. I am trying to get them to eat more. Henry works a little bit better with Austin than it does Ella. They don't like to have eggs though. They're not egg people. Ella used to be a big egg eater, but now she's not, unless maybe I start frying up me and her some eggs. I don't know. But so made a ton of pancakes this morning, and I made me some more of my peanut butter bars minus the chocolate chips. I made them without the chocolate chips last time, and I did like them, so I know that makes them much healthier for me. So I made some more of those. Big Austin has also been eating some of those lately. I still have my big mess over here to deal with. I have been doing laundry today. I have been doing laundry today because I didn't get to it yesterday because we were gone all morning, and morning is just a way easier time for me to start laundry. But I've started laundry today, just folded 2 loads. I need to hang up most of that one, actually. I've got another load in the dryer, another load in the washing machine, and 1 more load to start after that. So I'm going to try to knock that out today. Kids have not asked for lunch. I just gave them a snack because they haven't asked for lunch. And I'm planning to make an early supper. We have bingo night at church tonight, and they will have hot dogs there, but I don't eat hot dogs. Henry's not a huge fan of them either. So I want to have technically fed them before we go. You can still eat there if they want to. I'm not going to feed them right before we go. I'm going to feed them an hour or two before we go so that then maybe they'll still be hungry for the hot dogs that have been cooked for them. But, so since I'm planning an early supper, I was like, I'm not going to worry about it since nobody's asked for lunch. I just gave them a snack. Henry was low anyways, so he needed a little bit of carbs. So I just gave them all some animal crackers. And then I have to wash all my dishes from my bacon this morning. And I have everything out on the counter still, except for the things that I knew for sure that I was done with. I put the cornmeal away and the almond flour because I know I'm done with those. But I'm very much debating making a couple other things. Actually, I'm making popovers for supper. So I know that I need a bunch of this stuff out. I'm going to make some gravy for Austin. He has a couple biscuits left in the fridge, so I'm going to make him some gravy. I'm going to do bacon and sausage, which I forgot to get the bacon out, but it will unthaw fast enough, so that's all right. And then I think I may also make some chocolate chews. I shouldn't, but I have been wanting them all week. So I think I'm going to make those. That's probably what I'll make next. That, and then maybe start on supper stuff, because it's almost 1 o'clock. So it's been a very busy week. Oh, here's our board. I'm not sure if y'all can see it or not. My battery's about to go. I'm not sure if y'all can see this or not. Oh, now you can see the writing. The light's glaring on it. But we've used this board. It's double-sided. So we used the other side of it for our social studies, for taking notes and stuff. And Henry had a blast practicing for his review test this week. He used the other side of it to practice his spelling words on instead of using a piece of paper. So he thought that was great. And then for Friday this week and today, I put our date up here in case he needs to write the date on something he would know. I wrote our Bible reading, what we need to do, which we still have not read that yet. I need to read that to them. I might read it to them later today or tomorrow. That was what we were supposed to read yesterday, was Numbers chapter 2. And then I wrote Henry's name and the subjects that he had for Friday. And I had on it written next to it what lessons or what he had to do for those subjects. Same thing with Ella, wrote her name and what subjects she had yesterday and what lessons she had. And then as they do it, they erase their lesson. So now it's empty and now I can get it ready for Monday. So I really am thinking once this goes back to the church, once they got their room done painting and ready, they take this back, I am going to try to get us one. Maybe not quite this big, but definitely close to it because it has been very helpful. I just have to figure out where to store it when we're not using it. But so that's where we've been at for today. Austin is off cutting grass. He had some yards to cut today. So he's doing that. We got bingo night later. So that's where we've been at. I might try to take another little bit of time of video of me doing stuff. The other things I'm going to be cooking later. What are you doing? He's discovered that the bottom of the oven the drawer slides out, and he's forever getting down in there. But I wish he wouldn't, because I'm afraid he's going to pinch his fingers or get hot or burned or something. Anyways, I got to find a way to make it stuck closed. So, but then again, I also run into the fact that I have to be able to get in there and clean sometimes, because if something spills over in my oven or grease drips in my oven, it drips down into that drawer. So I need to be able to open it too. I don't want it just stuck permanently closed. I have to be able to get in there and clean it. So we're going to figure that out. I'm going to see if maybe Austin can help me figure that out for something. That's where we've been at for this Saturday. It's been a very productive day. I'm quite pleased with it. And we're just going to keep going with it. So hope you enjoyed this look into our day. And maybe this video will continue for a little bit with some other footage. We'll see. But if not, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.